Greetings, people. You are the reviews. Right now, this is the movie news section of the show. Everybody knows my co-host Irv.
Hello.
Great. Now, recently Marvel had this big announcement. They emailed members of the press. They emailed fans as well. I don't know why I never got an email. Like, they didn't give me a memo. Like, what's up, Marvel? But anyway, I'm here in the UK. Marvel is all the way there in LA, so it would have been kind of difficult unless they were paying for my flight, which they probably could if they wanted to. But anyway, they made some major announcements for their Phase 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Irv, we're just gonna go to them like step by step. So
Sure.
what's the first order of business we're talking about?
So we already know Avengers Age of Ultron is coming out May
Yeah.
1st, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And Ant-Man is July 17,
Yeah.
2015.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America
Mm-hmm.
is in 2016, and I think that's where Phase 1 kicks off. Phase 3, sorry, kicks
Yeah,
off.
yeah. So Captain America 3. First and foremost, in the little thing that they had, it said Captain America Serpent Society.
Yeah, what is that?
So they had people fooled, like in the thing they were like Serpent Society, and then all of a sudden, people were cool with it. They're like,
Yeah.
alright, this is interesting.
Is that another story arc?
No, it's not. It was just basically like fooling everybody. So like when they come in, they're like, okay, well, Captain America. And what they did was to intro that.
Yeah.
They played a scene from Avengers Age of Ultron where it's Tony Stark and Captain America.
Yeah.
And they're chopping wood and they're having a conversation.
Ah,
And this conversation that they had, no, but I saw it. It's online. There's a bootleg version online. You can try to look for it. I mean, I'm not encouraging bootlegging, guys, but it's a dope scene. All I'm saying is a dope scene. you get to that little piece.
Yeah.
And they were talking, and you could see that they were chopping wood, and then all of a sudden, Captain America just like takes the wood and just breaks it in half. Because he's just there talking, and it gets heated, and you could see. And basically what they're saying is, by the end of Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America and Tony Stark are not going to be friends. And this is basically the start of the Civil War. The fractions are being split.
Yeah.
And that's how they're I mean, Marvel is doing some insane things. They're taking in one place and taking another. In the meanwhile, Thanos is there collecting all these Infinity Stones. So while these heroes are battling it out with each other,
this is all going on in the same timeline.
Everything is going step by step, right? So
yeah.
That was that thing. So what that did was they just took the thing and they were like, oh yeah, Serpent Society, yeah, you've been had, boom, Civil War. So that's what it's all about. Yeah, so what's the next thing?
So following that, in the same year, Doctor Strange was released, and now it's been confirmed that Benedict Cumberbatch will be
Deadline issued a statement, right? It's not been officially confirmed by Marvel, but Deadline issued a statement that they're in, because the thing is, they didn't announce Benedict at the Marvel announcement. People were thinking that they were going to announce him, right?
About, yeah.
I think they're in final talks, and I don't really think paper has been put to pen yet, but I think that is more or less in the bag.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, Benedict, I think you'd be perfect for Doctor Strange, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people saying he's a safe choice. If you look on Benedict Cumberbatch and you see how he portrays somebody like in Sherlock, who I could say is very similar in mannerisms to Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, all right, you know what? It can work, because he's done it before and he made it happen, and he definitely has the chops to pull off that role. And I'm very curious to see what they're going to do, because I heard that this is not going to be a huge origin story, because they've already mentioned him in Captain America 2.
Oh,
Right? So in Cap 2, they basically mentioned him. They were like, Stephen Strange, he's a person of interest, and even, what's his name? Nick Fury.
Okay.
Samuel Jackson. He mentioned Stephen Strange again in the end. So it's like he was mentioned twice in the film, so you know that he's around.
Yeah.
So it's known that he does what he does, and he has abilities. Exactly. So it might be just a little backstory, probably like a little section in just to see, like, little flashback stuff. So maybe that's how they'll play it, which I think is brilliant. You don't really need origin stories for every character.
Yeah.
So I think you'd be a shoo-in, and I'm happy about that. What's the next thing we can talk about?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 releases May 5th, 2017.
Listen, Guardians of they actually moved the date up. Like the date that they announced for was a little bit further, but right now, Guardians of the Galaxy is the highest selling movie of last year. Of this year so far. Yeah. And it's still picking up steam internationally. So Marvel struck gold with this. I mean, whoever thought that a talking raccoon and a talking tree would just be the greatest thing on You know, like, I never read Guardians of the Galaxy, and like, I wasn't familiar with it. I actually had to do research, and like, what they did with that film, what James Gunn did, phenomenal. And like, it's a showing that he's doing the next one.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm so down. I'm ready for that. I think that they'll knock it out of the park. And of course, they're going to be. He said he's going to introduce more alien characters, not human, more alien. So we might say Adam Warlock, we might say Nova. I just can't wait. That's all. I can't wait. Next thing.
So the new Thor one will be released July 28th, 2017. I don't know how to pronounce this.
Ragnarok. So Ragnarok is
what?
Basically the end of all things. It's a big
Black
comic. It's actually
Black hole.
But it's actually a part of the mythology. Right, a part of Norse mythology, and they basically use it. So it's the end of all things. It's basically this demon. I can't remember his name.
Let's see.
But he's going to come and he's going to pull the sword, and this particular sword holds all the realms together.
Yeah.
Right. So once he gets a hold of this sword and pulls it apart, it's going to be the end of days. So the only thing that I'm happy about with Ragnarok is that we get to see Tom Hiddleston, because he's just awesome. And the only time we really get to see him is in a Thor standalone, and you get to see him in the first Avengers, and he was the main villain for that. But Tom Hiddleston owns Loki, he owns that part, and like I said, I'm just glad to see him getting back in the costume and doing this thing, because if you watch the last Thor, he is basically disguising himself as Odin and running Asgard. So he's running stuff, so it's going to definitely tie in with what's going to be going on. So I can't wait to really see that, to be honest with you. I'm really looking forward to that.
Black Panther is November 3rd, 2017. And
Black Panther, yes.
Chadwick Boseman will be playing the Black Panther.
Yeah, perfect casting in my opinion. I mean, you could have gone with, like, everybody said Idris Elba, but Idris Elba is already a character in Thor, and people are saying, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Chiswell, Edifo, I can't pronounce. I'm masking his name, but from 12 Years a Slave, I thought he would be excellent for that. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that he would be.
Like, they need like someone kind of young and
and I think they're also looking at age. But Chadwick Boseman, I think he's like 38.
Oh, he looks young.
Yeah, but he looks young, which is good. You know what I mean? So I guess he still has that swag. So it works. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Black Panther, I've been waiting for a comic book character of color to go on the big screen. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Blade did it for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Blade, like Wesley Snipes did it back in the day. He did it. He was the proper, like, black superhero. Like, he was just the man. Yeah. And that's a Marvel property, and I was glad that they took, you know, when they got that property and they did it. That actually brought Marvel, like, back into the limelight. Like, they were in near bankruptcy, and then when these films were coming out, they were just there. And Blade was one of the films that did very well. The third one was trash, but the first two, awesome. You know what I mean? Like, awesome, and like that, I was like, yes. A black superhero, like this guy they did it, and then now they can do it again. Yeah, they can do it again, and doing it from Marvel's perspective, like Marvel Studios, it's going to be awesome. So of course, I definitely can't wait for that.
And then we get to May the 1st, 2018, and it's Avengers: Infinity War Part 1. Yeah, so they're splitting the story.
Into two, which is really cool, right? So Avengers: Infinity War, if you're not really familiar. The whole that's been going on since the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe are these stones, are these gems, and then you get to realize that Thanos wants to collect these stones. He wants to get all these stones together and put them in his glove, and he creates the Infinity Gauntlet. And basically, when you have all these gems together, you become godlike. You become everything.
And they're already godlike, and
they're almost godlike in early, but just think about it. You can wave your hand and like half the population disappears. You know what I mean? You
that happens wave your hand. Nobody has any infinity.
Yeah, well, you can actually do it like you can. He's like you can be eternity.
So each stone, does it mean something different?
Each stone controls a different part. You have the power gem, which controls raw power. You have the mind gem, which controls the mind. You have the soul gem, which controls the soul. Yeah. You have the I can't remember the other ones, man. It's slipping me right now. Okay. But these gems, they all capture different parts.
Is it human parts or
I think it's mind, body,
or
soul,
like
power.
Like natural elements and stuff.
No,
like that.
well, it wouldn't really be elements. I mean, but when you have a certain gem, you can control. Like, these elements are within your control.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like power increases your power, increases your strength.
What are they called? Marble gems.
The Infinity Stone, Infinity Gems.
Infinity. Okay. Yeah.
So basically, they did this in the presentation. They did this thing where they cut up like a lot of the scenes, like a lot of the cinema about the stones, and then at the end you just see a shot of Thanos goes like this and just lifts up the glove.
And that means
just Avengers. So he had all the stones. That it's actually a series.
Can
in
you
Marvel.
take that away from him or not?
Well, they eventually got it away from him, but this is the comic series. It was like, you know, involving Silver Surfer, Nebula.
Okay.
But Silver Surfer, of course, he's tied to Fox.
You can control time and power.
Time, and gem, space,
mind, reality,
soul,
everything.
It controls every aspect. So literally, you are
life.
God. You are God.
Yeah.
With that gauntlet, you are God. You can create. He literally created
history.
In the comics. He created a mate for himself. Like, that's how crazy it is. But like, you know what I mean? Like, he created a woman for himself.
No comment.
Literally. No, I'm just serious. It just like that's how. Because he
like
could.
His dream woman.
Yeah. So anyway, so anyway, let's just move on because this is just getting crazy. So what's next?
So next we've got Captain Marvel, which releases July 6, 2018.
All right.
After Wonder Woman.
It's after Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
so Wonder
like
Woman
a year
first.
after.
Like a year after. Well, that's fine. I mean, but the thing is, Wonder Woman has been announced. Let's just see how good, like, you know,
that
DC,
one,
Batman
how
vs.
they do
first. Like, if Batman vs Superman knocks it out the park, then they can start talking.
Yeah.
But I have no. DC is my favorite comics. I mean, I probably relate more to the DC superheroes than Marvel.
Yeah.
But Marvel is still like they're doing phenomenal work right now. So anyway, with Captain Marvel now. Original Captain Marvel was a male. Like I said, he was a part of the Kree race.
Yeah.
The Kree has already been established with Ronan. He's the blue skin Kree. There's the hierarchy. So he is the pink skin Kree, which is they're like a white people. So he's basically like the lower class, but he has crazy abilities, right?
Yeah.
And he's a soldier and stuff. So he basically goes off to Earth. You know, falls in love with Carol Danvers, which is she becomes Mrs. Marvel. Then eventually becomes Captain Marvel. So what happens is that this bomb goes off and their DNA gets spliced. And she becomes Mrs. Marvel. So when Rogue from the X-Men.
Yeah.
When Rogue had the super strength and stuff, she got that from Mrs. Marvel. She took away all her powers. She touched her for too long and had those powers permanently and had her memories as well. So the Rogue that you see in the X-Men cartoons and stuff, that is Captain Marvel. That's Mrs. Marvel. That's her powers. So what Rogue does is what Captain Marvel. So she's strong, fly, can survive in space. Everything that was me. So that's what really tied in. So she's powerful. Like, she is basically Supergirl for Marvel.
Yeah. You
know, she's strong. She's powerful. She's invulnerable. She's just.
Do you think they're gonna have?
Awesome.
So they're not gonna have.
I don't think they're good. Well, they can do Rogue. But I know that for a fact that I don't think they're going to use Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel eventually died. Like, he died of like cancer. Okay. It's crazy. And like they killed him off, but then she took the mantle of Captain Marvel. So she became the mantle, and then that's what she does and then things. So I don't know how they're going to flip her powers, but you know what? I just can't wait to see it because she's awesome. She's an awesome character. And she also
Who do you think would be good for that?
Huh?
Who do you think?
I don't know. Emily Blunt. She was
really?
She was dope in Edge of Tomorrow as like an action star.
Okay.
So like I saw a glimmer or something in her. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a few, but you need to have like a powerhouse. You need somebody that can pull off that role. Because this girl comes from a military background. She comes from CIA. She comes from she even like in the comics she was even partnering with Wolverine when she never had any powers.
Damn.
She was banging Wolverine at that point in the comics too. It's crazy. It's insane. Like, Marvel is just amazing. So we can move on from Captain. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Captain Marvel, especially a female superhero. We need more of them. We need more of them having standalone movies. That's all I have to say about that.
Cool. Inhumans is November 2nd, 2018.
Inhumans. When they announced Inhumans, I was like, yo, thank God, because right now they don't have the rights to X-Men. And
so this is their version?
This is their version of the X-Men. The Inhumans now, it's very crazy. They're basically a race of genetically engineered humans.
What?
Way like thousands of years, like when men started their evolution.
Yeah.
And they were experimented on by the Kree, which was, like I said, already established.
Okay.
With Ronan.
Yeah.
So, and they have the rights to the Kree. So the Kree in the past experimented on humans, but what had happened was, to unlock their full potential, they had to expose themselves to the Terrigen mists. And it's like these mists like they come from these crystals and like the mist forms, and when you stand into the mist, you become your true self. And it's all about it. The Inhumans is a royal family, and they live on this place. It's like a big island that floats in the sky. It's called Attilan.
Sick.
So it's called Attilan. So that's their place. The king of the Inhumans is Black Bolt. Now Black Bolt, he is one of the most powerful Inhuman. He's strong physically, invulnerable.
Yeah.
And he can't speak. He doesn't speak.
Ooh.
Why he doesn't speak is if Black Bolt even whispers, it's a nuclear explosion. If he whispers and if he screams, he can literally crumble a planet.
That is sick.
You know what I mean? So he can't speak. He speaks telepathically.
Yeah.
And there's a dog that they have called Lockjaw, which is a huge mutated dog, and he can teleport anywhere.
I feel like I remember watching this.
I don't. They probably had it in the cartoons. They probably
throw the thing, and then they missed, and they
transform.
Yeah.
But it's like when you reach a certain age, like if you reach 18 and you expose yourself to the mist, you become a birthright. But the thing is, it's a royal family. So Black Bolt married his cousin. Black Bolt has 8 wives.
Damn.
Right? He has 8. He's a king. He is a king, and he has 8 wives. His main wife is his cousin Medusa. Medusa, her hair. Remember, that's a royal family. You know, they're into, and you have to understand. It's very Inhumans is complex. Medusa, her hair is as strong as adamantium, which is like the strongest metal in the Marvel universe. It can grow to whatever she wants. She can block her, like shield her. Her hair is just, she can control her hair. She has a sister called Crystal. She controls the 5 elements: fire, wind, water, earth. Then you have Cormac or Korak.
Yeah.
He basically can find your weak spots. Like wherever you weak, everybody
sounding more evolved than something like X-Men.
The Inhumans, like I said, they weren't very popular, but I really got into them because I like the royal family. I like the storyline, and I like how they go through a rite of passage. Like when you become 18, in the comics, Thanos has a son. He fathered a son from an Inhuman woman. And it was this crazy Thanos imperative storyline in the Marvel Comics, and his son, whose name is Thane, like he got exposed to the Terrigenesis because what Black Bolt did was just explode this big Terrigenesis bomb. So I'm talking about if you were a regular person, like a regular person, because they have this person called Mrs. Marvel now, who's Asian, by the way.
Hello.
Asian, by the way, the first Asian like superhero like they got to be. She was actually a distant relative of an Inhuman. So when the Terrigenesis came, like when the bomb exploded, people were just mutating in the middle of the street. People who were walking with their business suits were just turned into cocoons. Like they didn't know that they were part, like they were probably adopted or something. Like it was called inhumanity. They blew up this bomb and everybody that started becoming Inhumans. That's like so a third of the like a certain percentage of the population were just metamorphosizing. So he grew more people for himself.
Yeah.
Because he's the king. So he was like, listen, if you go and try to damage it, I'm just going to blow this bomb. And what happened was that Thane got exposed and killed everybody in his vicinity.
What?
He has one hand that gives you living death, which just encases you in just living death. You can't move. And he has one hand which is black, which is just death.
Whoa.
Literal death. You just turn into nothing. So anyway, that's going beyond it. But but all I'm saying, when I heard Inhumans, I was like, I'm ready for Inhumans. I'm ready. I'm so ready. So yeah, we can move on.
Finally, so the second part of the Avengers Infinity War comes out May 3rd, 2019.
So here's the thing with that now. Okay, you remember that they have the Civil War.
Yeah.
Everybody's splitting apart. So the Avengers now, the Avengers have to come all together with the Guardians and all of these heroes and come back together right after their differences and fight the big threat, which is Thanos. So all of these heroes, Doctor Strange, everybody's going to come together. With Captain Marvel, everybody that was fighting, they have to put their side of the because they said, listen, this is bigger than us kicking each other ass. We're fighting each other. We're not supposed to fight. We're supposed to fight the big threat. Yeah. This guy's a god. This guy is going to... He can destroy all of us with a blink. Yeah. Right? So I think everybody, even I think villains, I think even Loki and them might even come together with the heroes because they're just like... So you can imagine all of these heroes against Thanos. Yeah. Right? Everybody that you've seen from Guardians, everything against Thanos. So basically what's going to happen after this? You know, the contracts are running out for Robert Downey Jr. The contracts are running out for Chris...
again?
For the Civil War and Avengers, the other part too. Yeah. But after that, I think he's done. You know, because he's getting older, he's done. And then Chris Evans, he said he wants to start directing and stuff. He's going to be done too. So what's going to happen with this? Since I've introduced Black Panther, since I've introduced Captain Marvel, since I've introduced Doctor Strange, you're going to see at the end of part 2 a new version of the Avengers mixed with a little bit of some of the new and some of the old. But the people who have gone their contract, they're just going to leave for a little while, and they're just going to come back as new actors. So that's how Marvel is going to sort of their phase. It's going to be
so dope.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why they're introducing these new characters, because these people are members of the Avengers, and like they have to get these new actors in, because it's going to be, you can't be seeing Iron Man all day. You're going to get bored.
Yeah.
So Marvel has to flip it around before they reintroduce these people again, because they've already introduced them. So they're just going to move on, which is perfect. I mean, I can't wait to see what Phase 4 is going to bring, because they're going to introduce more new characters.
Oh my god.
And it's going to be just insane. And the Inhumans are going to be a part of this world. So, and remember, the Inhumans are millions of people with superpowers. I'm talking about a society that lives on a planet, on a big island called Attila in the air. You know what I mean? Like literally in the air above New York. You know what I mean? They have their own world and they're a royal family. Inhumans is dope. That concept is dope. But anyway, listen guys, this is it for everything. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a long episode because this Marvel thing,
huge
announcement. So I had to bring you all of this. That's why we can't really talk about anything else, because this has been that big and Marvel still hasn't invited me, so I'm upset. Anyway, guys, subscribe to the show, youtube.com/YardaReviews. Also, log on, give us an email, yardy.reviews@gmail.com, as well as follow us on Twitter @YardaReviews. And of course, make sure you guys log on to Irv's WordPress. Irv, give them the deeds.
bigpicturesmallscreen.wordpress.com, and on there we've got all our reviews and the videos are up, everything.
Good, and all our blog posts and all that stuff. It's a good read them, support it, share it, all that good stuff. Anyway, thank you. Me and Irv signing out. Big up yourself.